Good morning and welcome to a special Super Bowl edition of 10 Minutes with Nick. I'm Nick. This is 10 Minutes with Nick. And what I've discovered this weekend is that Pats fans are a little bit sensitive, just a little bit sensitive this weekend, which I don't understand why. I don't understand. You're in the Super Bowl, going for your, oh my God, your seventh ring. Oh, kill me now. Patriots Nation. I think that's the name of your fan club or whatever it is. I don't know why you're so upset. All I did this weekend was ask a simple question. That question was, why, when Drake Maye lost the Super Bowl, is it being treated as an atrocity? Now, an atrocity has a very specific definition. An atrocity, and I will pull this definition up for you right now, an atrocity is an extremely wicked or cruel act, typically one involving physical violence or injury. So we can obviously see that Drake Maye losing the MVP is not any sort of atrocity whatsoever. But you're going to the Super Bowl. What I didn't understand, really in the question, was why the Bills fans were on your mind as you're going to the Super Bowl. Now, don't get me wrong. I had some comments that were like, oh, it's not like we're playing in the game on Sunday. We get to have fun on the internet. Sure you do. Sure you do. It's just annoying. You're just annoying. You wonder why nobody likes you. It's not because people count you out of the game, even though you guys are the underdogs. It's not because people think that you're not going to win, even though your offense has sort of failed to generate any kind of offensive output over the last couple of weeks. It's not those things. It's just that you're so freaking annoying. And it's a vocal minority, I admit, because I know some dear friends of mine, some very dear friends of mine who are wonderful people, who are Patriots fans. I consider them brothers. I have known them for years. I have met, unfortunately, I haven't met all their children, but I've met some of their children. You know, I love those guys and I love those Patriots fans. And for them, I hope that there is a Patriots win. But then the rest of you talk. The rest of you talk. And it's just annoying when you talk. So today is going to be a confusing roller coaster of emotions for me as I watch this game. But here's what I am predicting when it comes to the Super Bowl. We have two teams coming in with two stellar defenses, and defenses have really played a big part for both these teams throughout the playoffs. The Seattle Seahawks have a phenomenal defense. I wouldn't call it the Legion of Boom, but it's its own thing. They have a weird nickname. I'm not gonna. And the Patriots defense has stepped up hard in the playoffs. They have stepped up hard and they have carried the Patriots through every single round of the playoff. And if you've actually watched the tape, you know that that is true. Drake Maye had a great regular season, and then when the playoffs came, he turned into hot doo-doo. He's not a hot doo-doo quarterback, but he turned into hot doo-doo in the playoffs. So maybe let's pull back a little bit on our effusiveness of the Drake Maye praise, shall we? This is where I'll disagree with some of the analysts out there. Mina Kimes, who I normally love, I think she's a great analyst, is a big fan of Drake Maye. But Kay Adams, host of the Up and Adams show, really, she had maybe a week ago, she was going through this like impassioned defense of how Drake Maye actually played a great playoff. He was playing against defenses, he was doing all these things, and he was winning. I mean, kinda. He was there for the win, for sure. But like against the Broncos, my man had thrown for 50% of his passes and 41 yards by the time halfway through the third quarter came around. Why is halfway through the third quarter important? Well, because everybody talks about how in the AFC Championship game, oh, it was a blizzard. Nobody could have passed for any yards. The blizzard didn't start until halfway through the third quarter. So halfway through the third quarter, the blizzard starts, and Drake's only got 41 yards at that point. Now, he ends the game with 86 yards, which, hey, in a blizzard, he threw for 41 yards. That's not bad. But he also only completed 50% of his passes. So it was a little bit of like spray and pray at that point. Oh, yeah. What was the other thing? Oh, yeah. And in the AFC Championship game, they didn't play Bo Nix and the starter on the offense for the Broncos. They played Jarrett Stidham, career backup who, admittedly, while he looked good for about half a quarter in the beginning of the game, fell apart at the end of the game. All this to say, both teams are coming in with strong defenses. So for the game today, I don't expect a high-scoring game. I could be wrong, but I don't expect a high-scoring game. I expect the Seahawks to come out on top. I expect them to win somewhere in the neighborhood of call it 24-17. Enough points are scored to keep things interesting, but ultimately the Seahawks come out on top. Sam Darnold, by contrast to May, has continued his great play from the season into the playoffs. And I expect that, so I don't expect Sam Darnold to suddenly turn into a pumpkin just because he's in the Super Bowl. Now, a couple of caveats to that. Number one, obviously Drake Maye has that regular season resume to fall back on. So he could possibly take that step and take over. Sam Darnold, he had a great season last year, but he does have a resume of turning into a pumpkin. He could possibly turn into a pumpkin, and you need to watch out for that. If the Seahawks get more than 2 turnovers, and by get, I mean they give away 2 turnovers, then the Patriots probably win the game. They need those turnovers. They need those havoc plays to kind of make things interesting. If Drake Maye is unable to get more than, I'd say, if he's throwing less than 60% of his passes by halftime, then the Seahawks might start to run away with it. He's a young player. Young players in big situations, they have a tendency to, when things aren't going well, to push. And you can say all you want that, oh no, Vrabel will coach that out of him. Vrabel's the guy. He'll coach that out of him. But coaches only have so much effect at this point in the season. There's not really there's a big effect for coaches in kind of the middle of the season where they can rally the troops and kind of hold everybody together. But at this point, there's no holding everybody together. Everything's out on the field. And Drake is young, and he hasn't had a great playoff. And I doubt that's weighing heavily on him. But there does come a point where you start to think to yourself, oh, geez, I got to press this. I got to impress people. I didn't get the MVP. I got to do something. There's a chance for it to spin out for Drake. And if it does, watch out, and the game might turn into a blowout. I hope it's just a good game. I hope I get to hate watch the Patriots a little bit. There's a little bit of embarrassment. Maybe they win, maybe they don't. I don't know. But again, my call is Seahawks 24, Patriots 17. And on that note, I leave you to your Super Bowl Sunday. Enjoy, eat some food, watch the halftime show, or watch the other halftime show. I don't recommend it, but just Bad Bunny's not that bad. Just listen to the music. Try something new. And you know what? If it's not your cup of tea, the Super Bowl halftime show is never any good, guys. Let's just admit that. Who cares? Let it go. Just turn it off, mute it like you would normally do, and then wait for the second half to come on. Don't get all up in your arms about this. Okay? Cool? Awesome. I'm Nick. This is 10 Minutes with Nick. Have a great day.